Hello, my little beefcakes. I just got back from the grocery store, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to tell you guys how to grocery shop effectively and get the most bang for your buck. And I know that likely most, if not all of you, are also on a budget, so hopefully this helps you guys. Before you go shopping, you want to think out and plan what meals you want to eat during the week, because if you go into the store without a plan, you're most likely just going to buy a bunch of crap that doesn't go together, and you're never going to feel full and you're never going to feel like you have any meals, and it just doesn't work. Go in with a plan, make a list. So first things first, you want to think about your protein and your produce. Those are going to be two of your most important things that you want to sink your money into. So as far as protein goes, I usually get this ground turkey from Trader Joe's because it's $2.99 a pound, and that stretches pretty far. And then I also get these turkey burgers. It's also a pound, which is 4 burgers for $2.99. So it's a super cheap source of protein, and you want to make sure you have enough to fill out all of your meals that you're making in the week. So this week I'm going to be making rice with ground turkey and different chopped up veggies and peppers and spices. And then I'm also going to be doing my peanut butter vegan noodles that you have seen in previous videos. So these guys are going to be the proteins for my meals. Also wanted to get a little bit for snacks, so I got cottage cheese to snack on, and then I got eggs for protein pancakes and breakfast stuff. Great source of protein. Always I have on hand the biggest thing of protein that I can find, so I don't have to buy it very often. And typically the bigger ones are going to be a little bit more economical. They're going to be cheaper per serving, basically. And I also don't get a lot of breaks at work, so another source of protein for me is these bars, which I can eat while I'm still working. Protein bars are not the cheapest thing in the world. As far as having a convenient and easily carryable snack, I buy these. You can skip them, but this is what I do. Next, you want to think about your produce. So go back to your meals that you're going to make. In my rice, I'm going to put broccoli, riced cauliflower to kind of stretch the volume of each one, peas, and bell peppers. So as far as produce, a good handy tip is to pick stuff that's really nutrient dense. So you'd maybe want to stay away from like cucumbers or something, which cost a lot and don't really have that much nutrients in it. You want to be able to buy as little as possible and get most of your nutrient value out of that little bit, if that makes any sense. I also got carrots for my vitamin A. A couple of other things that I forgot to mention. I would look for frozen vegetables and fruits because they're usually a little bit cheaper, and that way if you don't use it all throughout the week, it's not going to go bad, because you don't really want to be wasting money on spoiled vegetables, do you? I don't think so. They're usually frozen pretty close to when they're picked as well, so they retain a higher nutrient profile. Fun facts. So after you get your protein and your produce, that's when you want to think about, you know, your other stuff like grains/carbs. I already had this rice on hand because I buy it in giant bags and don't go through it all in a week. It's cheaper to do it that way. Yes, buy in bulk. Grains and carbs are usually super cheap, so that's why I say put them on the back burner, because you want to sink your money into the protein and the nutrients. And as far as carbs and grains go, bread's going to be a bit more expensive than something like rice or pasta, so I would try to stick to rice or pasta, and then if you have a little extra money in your budget that week, you can get some bread or buns or English muffins or whatever. And then try to leave out things like packaged crackers, chips, all kinds of stuff that are pretty expensive per volume and you don't get a lot of nutrient value and they don't really fill you up either. So that's a good way to run out of money. No fun. Then you want to think about how you're going to flavor your meals, because, you know, generally I stick to eating the same foods all the time, but I know a lot of people would be really bored by that. And a good way to not get bored by it is to change your spices up. So I recommend buying spices in bulk, so they're a little bit cheaper that way, and get a few different varieties so that you can have different sets of spices for each meal. In that category, you want to think about things like hot sauce. I always recommend Tony Chachere's as well. It's a really nice Louisiana spice blend. You can get things like taco seasoning. Or you can buy a bunch of spices in bulk and make your own blends. It's really cheap to do that. Another trick, I will get different salad dressings because I can pretty much put them on any meal. If I have chicken and roasted vegetables, if I have rice with turkey and veggies, or a pasta salad, I can just put a different salad dressing on it and it already tastes interesting and not the same thing I've been eating all the time. And even if you don't make the salad dressings yourself, they're generally pretty cheap. I would just check the macros on them first. I usually get ones that are pretty low calorie, lower fat, so that they don't change the macro profile of my meal very much. They just add flavor. And you also want to think about your healthy fats. For me, I don't have a hard time getting all my fats in. Some other people may have more trouble with that. So that's when I would put that on the priority list with the produce and the protein. This week I got peanut butter because I'm going to be making a peanut sauce for my noodles. I always keep flax oil on hand for omega-3s. You could do the same with fish oil. Avocados, great source of healthy fats and super delicious. I'm pretty sure that guacamole is the food of the gods. So those are some healthy fat ideas. We all love healthy fats. And then you can always save a little portion of your budget for treats. Things like chocolate or wine. Just so you don't feel deprived. I mean, I would leave those till very last so you make sure you get all your nutrient-dense food in first. But, you know, you don't want to deprive yourself too much in the name of a budget because then you're probably going to end up splurging or binging one week, so. Also, I recommend meal prep as always because if you have something convenient and ready to go, you're less likely to go spend money on eating out. So those are some budget grocery shopping tips for you guys. Hope that helped.